What's up guys, Nerf here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to modify your Nerf Slegefire. So first thing you need to do is take all the screws out, like I've done, like this. If you want to do the stock mod, you can pretty much just sand down either side so you can push it in and pull it out whenever you want. And then we can remove the whole assembly here. So mine's actually kind of slightly broken, so I'm just going to move that out of the way. Just pull this out, there we go. And then we can take out this whole assembly here. And that's pretty much all it is in the Slegefire. So the first thing you can do here, you got to unclip all of these. So there's one here, one there, and one there. There we go, so that's off now. So that's the internals there, so how everything looks there is exactly how it should be. The only thing different with mine is I've changed out the spring because mine kind of got a bit munted, so I've just got the spring there. What we can do now is to unhook this. The spring's actually hooked underneath a little plastic tab down there, so you just have to pull it back. There we go, and lift it up just like that. And there goes my catch spring. But I'm glad I have a bunch of spare springs so I can swap them in. I just went ahead and took this out to replace that one as well. So take this out, and to get your catch, you basically just move this little tab on the end down, and then you can get your catch out like that, and then you can pull your spring off. Okay, so once that spring is off, you can swap on your new one. I'm actually going to leave the spring that's on this one because this was the old one, and I found that this one had a bit more power. I can pull the plunger out and just show you here. When you unclip this, there's a little tab on the back that you can push in, and then the plunger will slide out. You can just pull it out once that's done. And if you want to, if you remove the air restrictor, you can try and unclip this, or you can pretty much just clip it out from this side. There's the O-ring and the plunger. So you can see the seal on that is actually pretty decent. I didn't need to change anything on it. And that's pretty much all the parts. If you're doing the swing swap, I'd recommend swapping out these two springs with something stronger, but I mean, it should still work for the other ones, but just for a bit of peace of mind, you can do that. If you want to do the spring mod that makes the shell actually jump out of the blaster, I normally don't do that because I have 3D shells and they crack and they're kind of expensive, so I don't want to do that. But if you do, pretty much you just take out the screws, and there's a spring that's connected to 2 pegs, and all you do is just move the spring to the peg further on that side. It's really, really easy. Once you have taken out your air restrictor, lubricated the O-ring, got your new spring and your other 2 springs, we can chuck it all back together. So first thing you do, put the plunger tube, the plunger in the plunger tube, just like that. Slot this in here, and make sure this little tab is facing, going to go in that hole there. So you can flip it around, and you can just slot it in. Okay, so that's all slotted in. You can then turn this around like that. You can see that will sit in there like that. We can put in this piece here. So this goes like that in there. Put this piece on, which goes here, and then this piece on as well, which goes like this, like that in there, and then put the spring in. Alright, once that's in there, you want to slot it on like this. Make sure that this is facing outwards, the groove is facing outwards, or away from the spring, I should say. Just like that. That's the orientation you should have it in. And then you can push that on and turn the little tab like that. So now that's held on. And then you need to hook this spring underneath that little tab there, that tab. Once that's hooked underneath, your catch spring should be here, all working. This should be here. Have the trigger here, and this should all be set up like this. So now you are all done. You just have to clip this back on. I find often that doesn't line up right, so I normally just get in there with a screwdriver like that and pull it into place, and I can clip that on. The spring will be catching on the plastic tabs here, so you kind of have to pull the spring this way a little bit and then clip the rest of it up. Alright, so that's all clipped up now. We can just put it back in the blaster. There we go. That's all in there nicely now. Okay, and that's all in there. So now you can put this piece back in. It should just lock on. The bottom of that lines up in that hole there. Just like that. So you can pull it. Cool, and that is all ready. So now you can smack your shell back on. I obviously don't have to worry about putting my stock in. If you want to leave the stock, then obviously put the stock in. And just do up all the screws. Alright, so that is all screwed up. You can go ahead and put the first shell in. Beautiful. Let's get some chronograph readings. First shot will be with some half-length darts. 85. Now we got some full-length X-shot darts. 79. One more shot with the full lengths. 84. And just for fun, we got 6 half lengths. 58. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.